Okay, next question. Would you say that you both equally spend as much time with your patients? I feel like we do.
I feel like nurses definitely do.
I feel
more.
like we do. You think we do more?
Yeah, nurses do more. Because they're with the patient 24/7 versus us rounding and doing check-in, and then we're asking after the nurse to see like what the nurse has said, what they've kept up with, the nurse is charting. Yeah. Like, especially if they're on like wards, at least wards in the hospital, they're the ones there 24/7. So with the patient. But I will say also, depending on your medical training as an MD, like the intern spends the most time versus the senior resident versus the attending. So it gets less and less and less.
Like it's levels.
As you progress, yeah, there's levels to it. But the residents and interns especially, they're there with the nurses. You're there a lot.
Yeah.
And then it gets less and less as you graduate. Like, oh, give me, you report everything to the doc, the attending, and then the attending's now like, okay, a little 1 2 1 2, check.
Yeah.
So.
And I think it depends where you work too, because I feel like in my clinic, because like as a nurse practitioner, like as a provider, and knowing my 2 other MDs that I work with, they're very, very thorough. Thus, they want me to be very, very thorough. So I would say we probably spend equally as much time. I may spend a little bit more time right now because I'm still just starting. So when it comes to like certain things, I just want to make sure I have everything covered. Like I'm a little bit more like anxious when it comes to those things because I don't want to miss anything. But yeah, other than that, I would say we probably in my clinic spend equally as much time. Let's see. What is the difference? Next question. What is the difference in the work-life balance?
I feel like we both have.
I don't think I have a life.
I feel like there is no balance, really. At least in the again, it always comes back to specialty and what level you're at.
Yeah.
No work-life balance when you're a resident. Period. There's just none, really. Like, you can try and work for it, and then also what specialty are you in? Literally the most competitive specialties are the ones with the best work-life balance, and that's and that says a lot.
Ooh,
that says a lot.
Somebody needs to do a research study on that,
because people are just happier when they have the balance. It's just like, what can I do that I feel chill, I don't feel like I'm stuck. I've always wanted to do surgery as a specialty, and I do love it, but I will say surgeons would tell me like, just know that this is really your life. Like, you'd ask yourself, do you want to just be in the hospital constantly? Because that's really what your life is going to look like, on your feet, checking over patients after, afterwards, OR time, and then the hours of just even being there early in the morning, and then just being there on your feet all day. It's like, they're like, oh, it's fun at first, but it does get a little old sometimes. But they're just advising me as I'm asking these questions and stuff. So just be mindful, like, when people are deciding like what they want to do finally, like, also put into account that work-life balance for yourself, for sure, because that's why, one of our questions is talk about burnout, but that's how burnout starts. That's how burnout starts, because it just be too much, and we're just all human beings, the same 24/7.
Yeah,
like, let's just relax a little bit. True.
So for me, I am still in my training period at my job. So this job is supposed to be a 4 days a week job. During my training period, I was doing 5 days. And I really don't see how people do 5 days doing primary care. And like I said, doing peds and FNP, because you guys know from my panel video, I know not a lot of people, but I do know a handful of people that are doing adult, and those adult general people are not seeing the amount of patients that I see. Like, some of them may be seeing like 10 a day. 10 in comparison to 20, 25 patients a day, there is no comparison, if you ask me. So I personally think, especially like she said, depending upon your specialty and all of those things, if you are going to do FNP, if you are going to do peds primary care, both of those primary care, if you can find a job or position that will let you do 4 days where you're still making the same amount of good money, do it. Okay? Do it. Because I'm like, wow, like I can't even imagine if I took another job and I was there every day. Like, it's no time for you to recoup. Like, I feel like I am just now trying to get my work-life balance together, and it's still not intact. Like, you know, like, I'm not even working out the same like I used to. Like, it's been a whole difficult transition. And so I feel like I try to utilize my Saturdays.
Right, I feel like right when you got balanced. Right when you got balanced.
I
like
got unbalanced. Right once I got balanced, I got unbalanced. Like, I was doing so well.
Gym, check. Not being sick, check. Like, everything was like, the flow was finally found.
The flow was flowing.
The flow was...
And now I'm having to like really get into a routine and X, Y, and Z. So I would say, yeah. I don't really think there is any difference. You have to find your own way to just fit it within your schedule to take care of yourself, because these jobs, they don't care, child. They do not care. And that's why it's important to take care of you, because something happens to you tomorrow, they're going to replace you tomorrow. So take care of yourself, find a way, even if you have to sit down and plan it, which I definitely did one night. I said I have to find the time to do the things I need to do. But that's that. Let's see. Next question. How do you overcome imposter syndrome? I had to look it up. I said, let me find out the exact definition. This ain't even a dictionary. Oh, well. This is Better Up. Imposter syndrome is the condition of feeling anxious and not experiencing success internally, despite being high performing in external objective ways. Damn, that was deep. What you think, girl?
How do I... It's just kind of crazy because it just does kind of happen. And it's just like, am I even able to do this? Can I even do this? Like, I'm a whole doctor out here. Out here. And it's kind of crazy. I feel like I'm even still trying to work on it, just like a reminding
like
myself,
day.
You know?
Yeah.
That you're capable, that you do know things. Like, people will be talking, when I hear about whether it's diseases or patients, or just knowing, like, when people describe certain things, I'm like, wow, I really do know about this. Like, kind of like reminding myself, like,
I learned something.
Like, I know what that is. Somebody asked me a question, like, in a because I'm a person who has testing anxiety. Like, it's a whole situation, but it got, like, I feel like I've always had it, but I didn't realize I had it until medical school properly. Because you know how you always just feel like, I'm never ready for a test, but then it was just like extra, even though you've studied, you've done the work, and you are ready, I still feel like panic. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Like, I don't know. So anyways, but when I'm asked the question in a non test setting, and it's just kind of like conversational and that kind of way, I'm like, wow, I actually do have this knowledge, and it's kind of crazy that I do. So that's also, that kind of helps, like, when I just give myself that space of, instead of just saying I don't know all the time, I'm just like, oh, wait a minute, I do know. Give myself the pat on the back when I do actually know something, and it kind of proves to myself that, like, you are competent, you are capable, and you do know your stuff, sis. Period.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I literally wrote down, like, feed yourself positive thoughts, which is what she's talking about. And then the second thing that I said is making sure that you surround yourself with the right people.
Ooh.
And I feel like that is so important. And I've talked about that in some other video of mine. I don't even know. But just making sure that the people you surround yourself with, like Chinea, for example. You know what I mean? Including, like, family members, things like that. Those people that are going to constantly remind you, like, you are worthy. You worked so hard to get to where you are. Like, if anybody deserves to be a doctor, if anybody deserves to be a nurse practitioner, it is you, because you worked so hard. The delayed gratification, look how many years have gone by, girl, and you still doing it. You know what I mean? You're still pushing through. You're still taking those classes. You're still getting A's. You're still excelling. Like, And granted that, like she said, I think it's also important that you're constantly feeding yourself those thoughts, but there will be days where you feel like you don't have it within you to give yourself those positive affirmations. And when that does happen, you need to make sure that the people you surround yourself with, even if it's a text message, girl, you got this. It can be the randomest stuff. Like I remember one time this girl literally sent me, this is like towards the end of my BSM program, this girl sent me like a little Starbucks like gift card and I was crying. Like I swear, like I literally was crying. So I was just like, wow, like how did she know? Like it's literally, you know what I mean? And it's just coffee, but it's not just coffee. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's those little things that really push people through. So even if you have like friends or other people that are going through these programs, like trust me, the little things matter. Literally. The little positive things matter because they're challenging, you know, and you can't do it alone really.
Facts. I even still have like the card that you and Cheryl sent me when I was even going off to medical school. Like I would just rip that card out, like, you know, we're so proud of you. We want you to do, you know, push forward. I still have that card to this day. Like I literally know exactly what folder it is. I mean, dusting it off like when you need it. Yes. Also the care, you know, just like you're there. We're all going through it.
The little things.
And even like in the workplace, I'll never forget. I was scrubbing in for a surgery. I was helping assist in a surgery. And literally the doctor that I was with, like he was like the chief equivalent of the chief resident. And as like, he's like, okay, if you hold these tools, you're helping me open for this part. He said, look at you, you're a surgeon. You are a doctor right now in this moment. You are doing this. You are cutting, you are doing. And I was just like, what the heck is happening? Like, I was just so, like he made sure like I was in the moment, made sure that you knew that you're a doctor, that you're present. He's like, I don't want to hear student doctor. I don't want to hear this, you know, I don't want to hear.
I love that.
You are a doctor. You are a surgeon. You are cutting. You are doing a surgery right now and you are capable. And I was just like,
me?
That's literally how I felt. So
I love
people that you come across that really can make a difference. Like
make or break the experience.
Your tribe, obviously, but also lean on those who are because your work people are going to be there as well. So even you know the right ones when you see it, like those, you know, the work wives, the work husbands, all that kind of stuff. Those people make a difference too, and mentors, etc. So
agree on that because Let's see. Next question. Do you feel respected as an MD or NP? I guess I can go first. So I would say, obviously, you know, we're in Georgia. And the school that I went to is also in Georgia. Emory has a really big name. Our program's still #1 in the nation right now. You know, So I would say, honestly, with that name and those credentials behind me, I feel like in the state of Georgia, I've had no issues as far as like feeling respected. Because a lot of people, even though they'll be like, oh, okay, like you're a nurse practitioner, I'll be like, yeah, baby, and I went to Emory. And they'll be like, oh. You know what I mean? Like, I can't say that I've ever, you know, had the experience where I've not felt respected. Granted that, you know, we're still new in the game and things could definitely change, but I feel like so far the experiences have been positive. How about you?
I think the majority of my experience has been positive as well. I feel like being a doctor, it's like people are like, wow, you're a doctor? Like there's just a respect in just being a doctor, period. But then also within the hospital, I feel like there's certain hierarchies and people also make assumptions. Like when I'm in the hospital, the assumption is that I'm not in fact a doctor, which is, you know, like
crazy.
It's a whole different kettle of fish. So because of I'm a woman and, you know, I'm in a STEM men's field, that's one thing. And then I'm also a Black woman, so that's a double minority in itself. Okay. So I can see where I haven't been like disrespected, but I feel like people just don't have their not hope. I mean, they don't expect much of you, and they're just like, "Child, like I'm the doctor." No, you're not. Where's the doctor? Kind of thing. Like, and I've seen that happen. People think they can talk to you any kind of way, including colleagues can, patients can. Like, it's very interesting to see how that is. So even though people are like, "Wow, doctor," like once you tell them, but like the assumption just based off looks is like.
That's crazy.
That's where the disrespect actually comes from. Just not even knowing. And then even if you do you know enough? Or like anybody else I can talk to? Like people's experiences It just depends.
And I think once again that goes into like, you know, your environments and stuff as well. Because also for me in my clinic, there are 2 other MDs, but both are also 2 other Black women. So for me, it's like, you know, everybody looks like me. And so I'm not having like any experiences where, you know, people are coming to me and be like, oh, are you the nurse practitioner? You know what I mean? So once again, I think environment plays a big role where you work, everything. Things change based upon those things.
Yeah, for me, those were like also were hospital experiences. I've been in hospital both in the States and out, where you do see that, and also some practices. And then sometimes it's also crazy because sometimes it does still come from people who look like you. Like,
yeah, that's true.
It would literally come from people who look like me, and they're like, "Oh, you're the nurse, right?" Or just assuming, or you're like, even in the UK, it's like they just call us sisters because they have midwives and midwives or sisters, so they're just like, hey sister, but I can never be the doctor. But it could be a male nurse, and then they'll call them doctor before they call me one.
Woo! Yeah, that's crazy.
It just kind of like it's the norm, but
yeah.
that's just I think just societal things. Even though there's still no problem with being either one, but I don't know.
Yeah. Very true. Let's see. Next question: how do you prevent burnout? It's the fact I'm looking at her test answers over here. I'm like, let me see what she said. But I feel like we both pretty much said the same thing because I'm looking at mine too.
Yeah.
I pretty much put, you know, I said this before plenty of times on my channel. It can be very, very difficult, I feel like, to prevent burnout, especially in medical school and nurse practitioner school. I don't even care, law school. It's very hard, you know? So I feel like the best thing you can try to do is just try to give yourself time to take breaks. Try to give yourself time to treat yourself. Like, those are pretty much like the best tips I have for that. Like, you just, and it can be very challenging once again, which is why I'm sort of big on planning. Like, plan ahead of time so you can give yourself those breaks on the weekends. You know what I mean? Study throughout the week so that the weekend you have a little more time to chill. You know, you have to sort of plan ahead to try to create those times and moments for yourself, because the schools are not going to give it to you. You know what I mean? There's no mental health day. Like, so you have to give yourself, there should be 100%. You have to give yourself your own mental health day. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree. And then also have people accountable for you to like accountable to people who hold you accountable to have those breaks. Because I remember there was a time I was even having a full-blown breakdown. I felt like I need to still study. Like, I'm not sure. Like, we had a small brunch we had to just go to, like, take an hour break to do something. Like, we were still studying for in our third year of clinicals, we have to take exams at the end of each shelf that we do, like shelf exams. So after each rotation of specialty, you take a standardized exam. And so I think it was one of the times the exam was approaching, but we just needed to take a break because it was just too much. We're taking one of the 12-weekers. And so I remember just being like, oh, I think we should be going to the brunch. Like, I need to study some more. I don't know if I'm wasting my time. And then I just had a breakdown crying. It was a lot going on. I always cry about, like, if I'm talking about anything, it's always about freaking school. Like, school will be just having me in a choke. I'm like, oh, I don't know if my friend was just like, that's crazy. Close your laptop. We're still going to brunch. Going to fix your makeup. The tears. Oh, we're going to do that. And that was, like, the best thing. Like, the exam went well.
You come back and you're so much more refreshed.
Like, you just need to do it sometimes. Even if you feel like, oh, I don't deserve it yet. I'm a person who just, if I get this done, then I'll give myself a break. Sometimes you're not going to get it done. So give yourself a time. I'm stopping everything at this time, and then moving forward, do what you need to do for the break, and then circle back. But once you get that exhale, that'll make the difference. That's how you know you're recharged. If you take that proper exhale post and like, okay, now I can do this. Now I can circle back. That's how you got to prevent the burnout, or else the spiral will do it. And have somebody around you to pull you out this. No, we're going downhill. We're not doing that.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Sometimes you don't even realize you're in one until like you're just
it's too late. It's too late. You're already on the floor crying. Like, look at you, child. Yeah, 100%. Let's see. Our next question, which we kind of talked about a little bit. Somebody asked us, "Is the debt worth it?" You don't even want to know what I wrote on my paper as my answer.
Oh my god.
Rhymes with smell, nah. Oh my god. Yeah, but it's like Chanae already said. I don't even think we got to talk in depth about it. But, you know, I do feel like for an occupation where, you know, all you want to do is just help people, you know, like save lives, give back to your community. I do think it's crazy that you have to end up in so much debt in order to do so.
Yeah.
You know, which is why I feel like, you know, other countries do it better than us. They can just go right out of high school, go do what they need to do, and just, you know, be done at the age of 20. Like, it makes no sense for you to have to spend all this, and all this time. And
the only thing with MD programs, at least at some point, you do get a return on your investment. It just takes time.
Yeah, delayed gratification once again.
And then also, like, I know there's programs if you do work with either in rural areas, urban areas, they do have like loan forgiveness programs, like where you can pay up to like maybe $120K back, and then they'll, you know, roll off the rest.
And look into that. Even if you don't get the scholarship, even post-grad, because I even looked into it. Yeah. Even once you start your job, you can still, there's a way to go online and apply to these certain jobs in order to get that loan forgiveness. Exactly. So definitely look into that. That's a great point that she mentioned. Yeah. So
there's a will, there's a way, child.
Find a way. Let's see. Last question. Oh, that's a deep one. Let me see. Okay. I'm so crazy. If you had to choose all over again, would you choose your current profession over the other? So would you still choose MD? Would I still choose MP over MD, over PA, over CRNA? Chanae.
Woo! Child. It's like, I'm happy, like, after doing it, I'm happy that I did, like, you know, that I'm an MD, yes. Right. I don't know if I could do it, like, I don't know if I can live this life again. Does that make sense?
It's the fact that, like, if you knew ahead of time what you know now, right? If you knew ahead of time the work, the pain, the tears, that's a
once in a lifetime situation I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, in the second life, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
It's low key. Like,
it's a lot. That's a lot. It's a lot.
I don't know.
Especially, I feel like for both of us, because neither of us have really had breaks.
Yeah,
even now we went straight. It was no breaks. We were always either in somebody's program or taking prereqs to get into somebody else's program.
Right.
And I think that is just, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Even now, like, you know, I'm only a few months in. I'm like, I need a vacation because I never had one. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. I put on my paper, for me, I think the nurse practitioner route for me was a good pick. And I'm saying this now because, like, as you guys know, like I said, I was on the MD path for a long time. But baby, after I did those 2 years at Emory and I wanted to just lay on the floor and sleep after that, damn, camera died.
Oh, it did?
Our battery died. Are we back?
Are we back?
Yes, we are back, Chad. Let me turn it a little bit this way. Okay, our camera died.
Yes.
But we back now.
Yes, ma'am.
But anyway, before the camera cut off, what I was trying to say was, after those 2 years at Emory, I was like, I don't even see how I could have done 4. You know what I mean? Granted that, like, you know, I'm blessed because we are who we are. And one thing about us, if we set our mind to something, we're going to complete it. You know what I mean? Like, I know Chanae tired. I'm tired for Chanae, but Chanae's still going. You get what I'm saying? Like, but that's why I'm just like, I think and that's also why I chose the accelerated program, because I was like, I need to be done. Okay, I need to be done. So I just can't imagine doing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking about by the time you added residency as well.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if I was offered the opportunity, of course I would complete it, because once again, I'm me. You know what I mean? And she is she, and she would complete it as well.
Yes.
But it's like, you know, if I could do something and be done in 1-2 years, that's what I'm gonna do, because I'm ready to live my life.
I feel like, you know what, with the MD programs now, having way earlier admission, like, you know, starting from high school, you can start having the admission kind of like, okay, you do a 6-year program, like whatever cuts down the actual hours.
Time frame, yeah.
In the next time, if that's how it is, or it takes less time to do that, I could do that with the less time situation, but the same amount of time taken is kind of crazy.
Crazy.
Kind of crazy. But at least, I guess, with residency, at least you're finally getting paid versus paying.
Right.
In the UK, the way they do it, instead of like doing their clinical years, they're paid for any clinical that they're doing. They're getting paid. So I was equivalent with it. Like I was equivalent level as the intern doctors or like the first year doctors. There, they were just basically doing their clinicals as doctors. I was just paying to do clinicals, and they're getting paid to get training. Because you go to any job, you're still getting paid during your training process. Why am I paying to train? That doesn't make any sense. That's like going to McDonald's and then you're paying to learn how to do the burger. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like,
McDonald's.
Like, it's the same. Like, I'm just trying to say, like, how like the process is. It's not making any sense. Like, why am I just out here paying to learn how to be at TJ Maxx? So I'm just this is how you put the clothes. Okay, I'm learning how to do the job, and then I'm paying you to teach me how to do it. Huh? I just you're learning as you're going. So I don't know, but I feel like with the new waves and making things less, it's better. And then, sorry, just a little other side note, the fact that COVID, they were putting in basically just people who had 3 years of training, like after they completed their third clinical year.
I remember
and then they said, that's crazy. You're good. Go to the front lines.
Yeah.
Okay, where's that energy? Let's all go, because they call like the 4th year of medical school year free. Or year 4 is year free. And so, because you're just doing electives, just trying to see like where you best fit. But it's just like, do we really need that 4th year? That is the debate. But the fact that you're quick to put us in the front lines after the 3rd year, then you don't need that year of taking our money from us. For the training. So, child, that's my little like just my little thoughts on that. Like, if things change, then yes. But if they're not changing, then if this is ever do the same exact thing again, I'm not sure. But like she said, if given the opportunity, like, you know, I'll just push myself through and just do it. But that's just how we are. But look into anesthesia assistant. You know, they do, I guess they have prerequisites in college, and then no debt. It'll just be the 2 years, and then boom, 6 figures. I don't know what people's motivations are. I don't know if it's coins or what, but just quick training, get to be, if you like surgery, if you like anesthesia, you know.
Look into all your options.
Look at all the options.
Look at all the options.
I'm sorting about options after the fact.
Yeah,
you know,
and things are changing too every day. Look into accelerated programs, joint programs, all of those things, and do your research. I feel like that's
also word of mouth. You don't know what people are doing. People are talking. Also, you on this, watching this page as you speak. This is information right here you didn't know. You know? So.
Period.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was our last question from you guys. We really hope that you enjoyed this video. We hope that you found it so informative. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, thank you for my sis, Shanaea, for being on the channel today. Once again, her Instagram will be down below in the description. And yeah, guys, that is a wrap. We will see you in the next video.
You know how to put the peace sign up unsolicited.
Bye, guys.